Alright, so I'm making a video response to Gaspitsbethh about her pro-life video because I found it through Wall of Weird, who made her own response to it. So I'm starting off this video by saying I'm pro-choice, and I wrote down on my whiteboard over here a bunch of the points that I wanted to address with that counter some of the things that Beth had said. So Beth said that rape victims shouldn't have to live with the emotional scars that they were raped and the fact that they had an abortion and killed a life, and that they have that they're emotionally unstable. My counter to that point is basically that if you already think that someone who's raped is emotionally unstable, what makes you think that they have the emotional capacity to care for a child, even to carry the child for 9 months, to make sure that it's okay, so that it doesn't have any birth defects 9 months later after they had to carry that burden of being raped. Like, these people might be depressed and they could hurt the baby just because they think, well, I was raped, this shouldn't be happening to me, so a baby abortion is the best choice. Beth also said conception doesn't mean it's not a person yet. My basic comeback for that one was, you're right, it's not a person yet. So before it comes into the world, it's not really a person, it's still a fetus. Being it's a zygote, it's not even considered to be a full person yet. Please ignore the little whirring sound, it's my computer. The people, like, when the babies are just conceived, you can still get rid of it and it's not considered a full human life yet. At this point, it's just a big cluster of cells. If you really think that you aren't ready to have a baby, then maybe abortion is the best choice, because you don't have to want to live with it for 9 months. Obviously, one of her points was teens shouldn't have sex at this age and not know about the consequences. Obviously, teenagers who decided that they thought it was okay for them to have sex obviously decided that they know what the consequences are. They're ready to accept them. And they probably took all the precautions, like used condoms, birth control, whatever. Any kind of just whatever they had. But obviously shit happens. You can get pregnant even if you take all those precautions. There's nothing that says 100% sure that you're not going to get pregnant. There's always the really small percentage that says, well, this could happen. Something might break, something might fail. You might forget to take a pill. The condom might have a small hole in it. I don't know. One of the points she came up with is adoption's always an option, but do you really want to bring a kid into the world so when they get older they can find out that they were adopted, that their parents didn't want them? Make them feel not so loved. Like, obviously they'll have a new family that wanted them, but they still might have the entire thing of, well, why didn't my parents want to keep me? Why did they give me away? So I wouldn't want to bring a kid into the world if I was planning on putting them up for adoption, because obviously they would be wondering for their entire life why I didn't want to keep them. Her last point that I wanted to address was, she said they didn't ask to be born. Also, the teenage girls didn't ask to be pregnant. It just happened. They don't want to have to live with it for 9 months, get humongous, have a baby that they probably can't even support at their age. Like, a lot of teenagers now don't have steady jobs that can support themselves. They're still learning how to budget their own money, so they don't want to have to deal with another little mouth to feed, and that's something that grows out of its clothes every 2 weeks. Just something to think about.